Hi everyone, so I wanted to show you my roses. I started liking roses as a young teenage girl, but I think it goes back further than that. When I was younger, a neighbor, like really young, a neighbor had them, and I would see her out there messing with them and watering them, and I think she even did like competition and stuff like that. So we had roses in our backyard as a teenager, and I would go out there and straighten them up. They were kind of all over the place when we moved there, and something one day was like, you know what, let's get out there and let's straighten them up. They were red and they were white, and they were on an arch that grew together. It only took a season or two to get them beautiful. So we've got pink over here on the left, and we got red on the right, and then we've got some others that I'm working on over here, and the yellows, and they all have amazing smells. But roses, some people say roses are not easy to grow. You guys see all these scratches on me? I don't know if you can. Let's see. Can you see this from today? I wear gloves. Sometimes you gotta take the gloves off though, and you'll get little thorns in your finger, and I don't know if you guys can see it or not. It hurts. It's little scratches, but they hurt. They're like right on the surface, so they're right on the skin. So the reason I fell in love with roses is because one time working with the roses, and I would do it especially when I was troubled or having a hard time with life, as I realized that God's hand is closest on us when He's pruning us. And that's when it hurts. It hurts us because we're being trimmed. Things are being cut away to make for a new shape. A little earlier today, these had grown out of proportion, and I had to pull them. I had to cut them back, and I had to pull them up. And I put there's little bits of twine in here that hold it to the trellis. This rose has decided it's taking off and has pretty much overpowered the trellis in like 2 years. So I have to trim it. If I don't trim it, especially if I don't cut out the leaves, too much moisture gets in them, and then they start to get disease. So all year long I gotta check for that disease. I gotta check for the little worms that eat it, you know. And usually when I do, I get pricked, especially if I'm not wearing gloves. I try to wear gloves. Sometimes it still makes it through. It doesn't seem like we're being loved on when we're getting pruned and shaped. But if we can sit back and realize that when that step is happening, that is the closest God's hand is to us. It's actually touching us and healing us and making a way and providing and loving on us, because He chose us. He planted us. Just like I decided to plant these roses. I knew they were going to prick me when I planted them. I knew they were going to tear my skin. Sometimes I even talk to them and say, hey, okay, enough pricking. I gotta do this. I gotta trim you. I gotta cut this away. I gotta bring you up to the top. It'll get stuck down in the bottom, and so I have to route it. I gotta route it through the little pieces, right? Nathan spent his time building this trellis. He invested in it. And as I see a soft part grow, sometimes the little ones, they're easier to bend, like little things in our life. Sometimes it'll take off these huge shoots, and you can tell, okay, it's ready to grow, right? So this little stem right here, it's big, but it is very soft right now, so I can pretty much move it any way I want. But I can't do that with the tougher ones. I can't do that with this one, right? This one's tough. Look how thorny it is. That's a root. It's like going down to the root. He's a big boy. And this one's coming off of that. So I had to, in the beginning, work with that one and move it. And now when it shoots off new stiff roots, I've got to decide, all right, is this a stiff root that I'm gonna stem that I'm gonna be able to make grow into the trellis, or have we reached our trellis and now I just need to make sure everything fits right? So maybe it needs to get trimmed. I don't know, we'll see, we'll find out. But it's a mixture of God seeing the things from a distance that we need in our life and pruning out the things that would weigh us down or even make us fall over or even kill us because it's too much. The trimming away process. And his love, he doesn't stop. Just like on the cross, every thorn he felt, every whip, every tear to his skin. See, there's a little thorn in my knuckle. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, see it? So at first, when you feel it, it's like, ow, let me get that thing out. I don't want it. I don't want the thorns. Thorns don't feel good, but they're worth it. When I smell the rose, it's beautiful. I want it. Jesus is the same way. He wants you. He wants the fragrance of your life. He wants you to grow. And when we feel the struggles, we have to remember that he wants us. He wanted us so badly, and he felt everything. He felt every thorn we'll ever feel. He knows the pruning process. He knows that it's good for us. He loves us. Allow him to work the process in your life. And like I said, remember when it hurts, that's when his hand is closest on us. He's there.